Hello everyone, this is my ultimate Mantax MOC. This is my own creation. This is, oh man, this thing's huge. How tall is it actually? It's around 19 inches tall, right there. 18 and a half or so, maybe 19 if he stands completely upright. But we'll say 18 and a half or so, so like a foot and a half. Anyways, he's very tall. So the trickiest thing with creating something like this, there's so much support that you require. When you try and up the scale of everything to this extent, you need a lot of friction, and it's on plastic. So it can get kind of difficult in some cases. So I just want to display a little bit of him, what he looks like. He holds poses extremely well. As I say that, he's falling over, but here's his back. Very exposed. I like the look of exposed Technic personally. I like seeing, because to my brain it looks like things are moving, things are operating. And of course in this scenario, pistons are all operating, right? But tubes do nothing and beams just are there for support. I like the look of open Technic, so I always loved the look of gigantic action figures like Bionicles, because they would always use so much Technic. And I remember some of my favorites were things like set from Hero Factory. Witch Doctor was fantastic. I used a lot of Witch Doctor parts to make this. The Von Nebula set was honestly kind of buns. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I used a lot of his pieces here. I'm gonna show you guys some poses now because he can do a lot of stuff, and I'm excited to show you some poses. Here's a bit of a run here. It's kind of hard to see. I might have to lower the camera a little bit. But yeah, he can get a run pose in. He can definitely get a run pose in, that's for sure. Yeah. We can get a run pose. Here he's taking a knee. I think it's very cool that I can get a 19-inch or 18 to 19-inch tall Bionicle to be able to do a running pose and take a knee. I'm very proud of that. Here's some other angles here I can show you. Here's him. It's pretty well balanced. Definitely not gonna fall over. He can hold that for sure. Anyways, that's my Bionicle. I'm very happy with him. He's sick. I love him. He's very posable. He doesn't fall over that much. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. That is my ultimate Mantax. Yeah. And there he is one last time. Boom. Done. All right, lastly, I kind of just wanted to talk about his construction in case anyone was curious, because I don't see a ton of huge Bionicle models. It seems like a lot of people tricked out on doing hips and stuff, and it is very, very tricky, I find. Like doing legs and supporting a giant Bionicle, like two standing bipedal creatures, very difficult. Just kind of wanted to show you guys what I personally did. Not gonna say it's the best way to do it, not gonna say you should do it this way, but this is the best way I have found, and it is the Witch Doctor style of crafting joints. Witch Doctor style per se. So I'll just take one of the legs here and kind of show you. It's kind of gets blocked a little bit in there, but as you can see right there, there are two ball joints on the outside, and there's one on the inside there, and it's the same way on the other leg, right? So this is done on 3, but if you notice right there, it's 2 of them are friction adders and the third one's just being placed up there. So on the hips here, there we go. Yeah, see? He's good at balancing. Anyways, on the hips, there are 3 ball joints, and 2 of them are friction adders. So I would say total, that's probably, I don't know, about 5 ball joints worth of friction. And then on the bottom here, you see that there's a bunch of pistons. We have 2 pistons controlling the knees, going into 2 ball joints that rotate up and down like that. And then in the ankle here, which is a little bit, actually, no, you can see it. There are 2 ball joints on the left and then 1 on the right on the inside. And then that controls the forward and back motion of the ankle. 3 seems to do the trick just fine as long as I have my piston here, which is a little bit more of like a poor man's piston setup, not as complex as the knee one here, but I needed to save room for the ankle, so it had to be like that. And it's okay, it honestly looks fine. I think a 3rd piston would probably look a bit too bulky on the ankles there. But this, I think, looks great, and the friction is a perfect level. And then I also have, if you can tell here, it's a little difficult to see, but I do have ball joints going through here in order to splay it in and out, so he can move his ankles in and out like that. And yeah, so that's pretty much the legs. Other than that, it's a huge Technic skeleton with Hero Factory parts and Bionicle armor. The hips, this is just a lot of supporting it, honestly. So trying to keep the friction off of small points, you know, because when you do this style of joint support, it's kind of all being hinged on one of those like Bionicle middle finger pieces like these right here. It's kind of all being hinged on one of those. So I wanted to build up the back of this to make sure that it's being hinged on not the piece itself, but rather the pin that goes through the piece, so that there's more stuff that can support the weight of this. Even though it's all plastic and this isn't that heavy, I don't think it's gonna break. But you know, Bionicle pieces, these things sometimes snap. So I just wanted to make sure this could hold up at least another 10 years in the future. So what next? So the torso. The torso here is just done with a bunch of Technic, just honestly Technic angled pieces. I kind of just angled it out. I hope my Lego math is correct on this. I'm pretty sure it is. And then I put 2 pieces in between these and the front torso so that I could attach them together. And then I found that these, I believe they're 30-degree angled joints, fit perfectly for supporting what goes out of there. So that's where the arms came from. It's a little out of proportion, I know. His torso is massive. He looks jacked with a massive V-taper. That's kind of the look I was going for. I wanted him, because once I built one of the legs, I was like, oh, he's gonna be massive. I need to have, you know, some hollowness in his body, but I need him to look like have a presence, you know? I need for him to like kind of fill up my display case a little bit and be awesome, I guess. And so that's kind of where the structure of his body came from, that kind of Superman-ish torso. His arms are very basic, actually. I wanted to do weapons on the forearms. I didn't think hands, I don't know. I thought this was a lot cooler than hands, personally. But from the back, his arms don't look too great. From the front, I think they look fantastic. With like the Hero Factory and Bionicle mixed pieces together. Let me angle him just a bit so you can see his arm. Yeah, there we go. Like that right there. This shoe piece is a little broken, but it's okay. But I added a gat right here, so he can pow 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 if he wants to. But that is my ultimate Mantax. Very proud of him. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Yeah, that's it. Bye-bye.